Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. I am here a little late. Unfortunately, I had an important phone call. I've lost my file, my notes. What else can I say has gone haywire this morning. Um, I've learned to laugh at distortion, and I've been aware that there are times when our guides create havoc, not because it's negative, but because they want us to speak from our hearts. I'll explain that. So today's topic is, are you grounded? And that's where I began this morning. Good morning, Maris. What do I think of the pyramids in Egypt? I love them. Bless you, brother. The key of all of this is that when we ground, like the pyramids, we ground. Those are grounding rods, really, in another level of dimensions. But the process of being true to ourselves and taking time to ground is important. And I realized this morning, now I can look back and say I was not grounded. And the result of not being grounded is that energy has a way to affect us in ways that we're not necessarily prepared for or looking at. I'm glad you do feel grounded. Everyone needs to feel that grounding, especially now. And this is why I'm asking this, is that we're moving together, we're moving forward. We're leaving what is called an old paradigm. We're leaving an old consciousness, a human consciousness that has been held for thousands of years. And we're moving into a world where if we are not listening to who we truly are within our hearts, then we will fail to make the future adventure. And I say that not to put anybody into fear or despair, but to remind you that you have power beyond your imagination. Now, as we look at the world around us and we see all of the technology, we see all of the working with atoms, we see all of the working with DNA, we look at all of this, and the question is, what are we going to be? What are we going to do? How is this all going to exist? Especially when you have every country in the world, and I will call it World War III, in this greedy position of me, mine, and taking and killing and making laws and rules that are archaic and so far like going backwards in time, trying to restructure Rome. These are my understandings. And they have no power. They have no power now. We are receiving energy from our galactic surroundings that are far more than we've received throughout thousands of years. Our planet is actually shifting in its core. Some will say it's going to reverse spin. Some say that it's at a standstill. Again, we get all of this information and we don't know the truth in it because we have so many liars and false pretenders and leaders who hide things in order to make profits for themselves. This definitely creates a need for grounding right now. And that's my topic. And so when we look at who is sending this energy? The energy is within us. We are part of the energy system. And I say that not lightly. I say that in order for all of us to come back and look at the energy within us and to start manifesting it in a more positive way. And we can do that by grounding. And when I talk about grounding, we all talk about grounding. It's connecting to Mother Earth. What are we doing in that point? We are becoming one with the mother energy. And it doesn't diminish masculine energy in any way at all. It is a completely different energy from masculine energy. It's creation, from creation. So we have to go back to this creative being that we are and know that in that power of creation, when we create from our hearts rather than from our minds, we are creating a different energetic frequency. Now, that frequency, we call it love. All right? It is that passion. It is that warmth. It is that want to get together. It is that coming together feeling. It is that moment of caring, deep care, deep concern. There's many attributes to it, not just the heart, which we all show and mean I love you, you love me, and I want to marry you and go to bed with you and have children with you. All right, that's part of it, but it's only one small part of love. Love for everything. Can you love everything? Can you look at everything in the world and send it love? Can I send it love to you? Yes, I can. I do this every night doing kirtan. I send peace, light, and love to the world, to every one of you. Whether you understand that you're getting it or not is really not the point. The point is that we are generating it. So you can send love anywhere you want and to anyone. You want to send it to Putin, you want to send it to some leader that is destructive, send it. The key is that you are tapping into that source of love within you. And it's not just a physical heart. It's who you truly are, multidimensionally. 3 things that I stand for, I work with, I am. It's peace, light, and love. And this year, I look back and I say, okay, I've worked with love, I have worked with light, I understand those, I work with those, but peace is still scattered. And I'm not talking about the peace within outside of the world. I'm talking about the peace within myself. So each of us need to come into ourselves, into our hearts, okay? Drop from the head into the heart. Let the conscious awareness of your heart, there is one, but it's not in the 3rd dimension. It's in that higher self that we journey through when we die. Whatever you think about death, believe me, it's not the end. I've been there and I've come back. And so peace was one of the 3 things that I experienced. It was the first thing. The first thing when I left my body was peace. And I can't explain that level of peace to you at this point. But what it is I realized that in 31 years of being back here, what is the greatest problem in the world? Lack of peace. Not lack of love. People love each other. People share light with each other, but can they be peaceful? And that's the final challenge. Can we come to peace within ourselves? If we can't come to peace within ourselves, we can't have peace around us. We can't see it. We can't feel it. No matter what we do, how much love we send, no matter how much light we send, without the energy of peace, we're not going nowhere. This is the story. And this is why everything that I had written this morning was disappeared, because they want me to talk about peace. Who are they? They are us in another dimension, in another spiritual experience. We are multidimensional beings, which may sound crazy, but it's not. And once you accept that, and once you learn to tap into it, what you begin to see is your future self. Your future self, which is your present self. There is no separation. This is what the human mind, if you think about the mind, the brain has two halves. We consider them separated. They're connected, but there's two separate halves. And it's just that basic back and forth that creates the disturbance that allows us to believe and process all kinds of things. Why is it that we take something that we create, we learn, we bring forward into this dimension that will heal the world, that will be better for the world, and we use it as a weapon? We weaponize everything. What is the purpose of that? There is no purpose in that other than selfishness. So I want you to look at yourselves and see where you're being selfish, where you're putting yourself above everyone else and saying, it's all about me, screw you. Not pleasant words, but I think you all understand. This is where we're at. We're at a turning point in the history of humanity, in the history of planet Earth, that we have power in. And what is the world telling us? We have no power. We are power. That's the reality. We have more power than they do, and they fear it. And so what happens is they create a system that will diminish our energies and scatter our energies. And this is coming back to what I wrote this morning in my notes that disappeared. So suddenly, grounding, ground. So what I want you all to do is think about is getting out in nature, knowing that you are a magnetic field, knowing that all your chakras, all of your physical bodies are based on, I forget the word, geometric things. It's numbers, it's more than we can understand, frequencies. But when we ground ourselves, when we focus in our hearts and our minds of being stabilized, of being part of Mother Earth, of being part of the air and the atmosphere around us, of being part of the water, of being part of the sky, the clouds, the heavens, as far as you can go up. Because what we're doing is we are one small molecule in all of that. The difference is When we come together, we become a power. We become like a generator, generates power. We are the power of life in a human form. And I want you to start to honor that. And I know most of you who are listening do that. And I want to encourage you to keep going. In spite of what you see going on in the world, forget what the news is telling you. It's all controlled. And you've seen that and you've witnessed that and you know that. And they deny you the truth because the truth points the finger at them. And they realize that the whole thing is not sustainable now. And so as a last minute effort, it's sort of like their castle is burning down and they're going to run in and get all of their paintings and all of their gold and all of their artifacts because this is what it is. This is what's happening. The leaders of the world are collapsing everywhere, not just here in America, not just in China, they may look strong, but that's their image. They want to look strong. They want to look brave. And they're not. Everything is out of control and they don't know what to do other than go to war. And right now, I will say we are in the Third World War. And people say, you can't say that. I can, I just did. When I look at the world and I see countries sending artillery to other countries, there's a war. And it's now a world war. It's not just the Ukraine and Russia. So I want everybody to wake up and just, whatever it takes for you to come back into your divine self, however you want to vision that. There's no right way or wrong way, because we all come from different backgrounds, all come from different teachings, be they religious or local area teachings, because that's where we came through. We came into form there. And the teachings were there before we came. And we've been taught them in order to fit in to the society, into the civilization. Each one of us are free spirits. Nobody owns you. Nobody can really direct you except yourself. And the only way you're going to tap into that self is by tapping into your heart. Dropping from these two halves that are fighting and arguing up here, come into your heart, where the two work together. And then expand that out into what we call a universe. Open that gateway. Open that gateway to receive the truth. You will receive it. And then act upon it. Know that each one of us here right now have not only a responsibility, but we have a desire. We have a desire to rise together in unity. It's just like this program, Humanity Healing. Humanity healing. Listen to those words. Humanity healing. That's what we are. Humanity healing. And all I can do is encourage you. All I can do is say, it's not about me. It's about you. It's about everybody in your family. It's about not only your ancestors, it's about your future generations, of which you will be the ancestor. Come home. Come home to your heart. And take that heart and connect it to what you might see or imagine as the heart of Mother Earth. And know that that heart is connected to the heart of this galaxy. Envision that. Know that we're not separate. We are one. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you all for listening. I'll read a little poem I found last night. Be true to yourself. It's not mine. I just found it. It's written by a person, Lauren L. And it goes like this. Be true to yourself. Let me move it over so I'm not. Okay. You are you. So keep it that way. Keep your true feelings. Don't push them away. Life can be hard, but it's like a game. Be different from everyone. Don't be the same. Don't copy anyone, for you are you. Keep it as it was and always be true. You have a heart and you have a brain. You have a soul and you can feel pain. So love yourself from your smile to your feet. Welcome everyone that you meet, for you will die as nobody but you. So keep your heart and soul true. A very simple poem that popped up for me based on just looking for something about yourself. Each one of you are so precious. That you're like the crystals. We are the crystals, but the crystals in a beautiful surrounding. Shine brightly, please. Know that I only come on here to inspire you to be you, not me. Only I can be me, and only you can be you. And it's time for you to take that to the next level as we move into the future and leave the past where it belongs, in the history books. I would love to have a conversation with all of you. And I just want to thank you as I scroll through this, that bless you, each one of you. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. We are unity. One heart, one love, forever. May your week be filled with wonderful surprises. For those moments like I had this morning where things go haywire, learn to have sort of a comedic association with them. Realize that no matter what goes wrong, no matter how much it makes you angry, you are still more powerful, more beautiful, and more wonderful than whatever it was. You are the most important being right now. I leave you with that. Love yourself. can't love yourself, how do you think you're going to love anyone else? From the southwest coast of Maine and the sunshine and the melting snow, we close today. Namaste. Bless you all.